live on ABC's KMET 1490 AM.com, your number one spot right here for news and talk on the West Coast. I thank everyone for tuning in this morning. On the telephone line, I welcome to the program American film actor and television producer, best known for his performance as David in the 1982 movie The Last American Virgin. I welcome in pop culture icon Joe Rubbo. Joe, Brian C., honor to have you.
Good morning. Honored to be here, Brian.
Oh, it's my pleasure. I love The Last American Virgin. Remember vividly watching the movie in Brooklyn with my pals. And I want to go back in time with you, Joe. Your early years growing up in New York City. Give us a little taste of what it was like growing up in your old neighborhood.
Well, I grew up in the Bronx. My family owned a deli, Italian deli in the Bronx, so I was brought up in deli business. Learned how to slice meat at 8 years old on a milk crate. My dad put it up there for me, and growing up in the deli business, I always went to school with the best lunch. Everybody always wanted to trade me my lunch.
So you must have some good chicken cutlet parmesan, huh?
Oh yeah. Everybody had their lunch boxes. I'd whip out the brown bag, unwrap the sub, take out the little antipops. Everybody would be like, what the hell is going on over here?
and you were driven to acting at a young age, a competitive field, Joe. How did you get your first big break into acting?
Well, I was always, the class clown, always funny, And when I graduated high school, I said, I'm going to give this a shot. And my mom was, typical mom helping. What do you call that? When they want their child to be a star. She was all for it because she saw that I was talented and I was funny. My dad was like, hey, yeah, give it a shot. Why not? But I want you to go back to school. That was what he said. So I started going on auditions. I didn't go on many. I went on an audition for a director-producer called Tony Bill. It was a movie with Rex Smith. Remember him?
I heard of the name.
80s. Yeah. And I made it to first refusal of this part in the movie. And, I was all, I was, excited, nervous. My second interview, I said, I'm going to get this. And I didn't get the part. So I was like down and out, I was going to say, oh, this is too much on me, da-da-da-da. So then this lady, she was a manager in Harlem, a black lady, very nice. I forget her name. This is going back 40-something years. She said, listen, these people are very interested in you. I want you to go on this audition. So I went on an audition in New York, and I met Boaz Davidson, the director. And I read for the part, and a couple of days later, they go, listen, they want your son to come to L.A. to read for the producers, Yoram Globus, of Canon Films. And I'm like, what? Go to L.A. for an audition? And they go, listen, we don't know, you probably got the part, so pack your bags for either the week or for 6 weeks. So I went there with my bag, and I had to take my mom with me because I was a minor. I was 17 years old, so I had to take my mom with me. And we went. I read for the part, and, I go back to the hotel room after I read, and, I don't know if you remember the television show Fish with Abe Vigoda?
Yes, I do.
Oh, well, there was a heavyset Italian kid in there. He was one of the first refusals with me. He also played Fat Sam the Man in Scott Baio's Bugsy Malone movie. I don't know if you remember that movie. I'm going way back.
Yeah, that one I'm not familiar with, but I am familiar with Fish, yeah.
Yeah, but we were the two finalists for it. And go back to the hotel. I couldn't sleep all night. I had no idea what was going to go on. The next day I get the call, you got the part. And, when I get to the set, and, and when I get to the set to the rehearsal, they told me that the only thing I had on my resume is that I was first refusal for that Tony Bill movie. And they said that they called Tony Bill, and they said, you tell us about this Joe Rubbo kid. He goes, if you get the chance, don't lose him. He's a great actor. And I thank Tony Bill still today for that, for helping me get that part.
Man, so that must have been like a culture shock from the Bronx, New York, over to L.A., huh?
Oh, Maron, was it? Yes, it was.
Oh, forget it.
Yes, it was. Yes, it was. I mean, I had the accent, you know, my Bronx accent, trying to change it to be, you know, normal, not New York. I couldn't get it out of me, so that's how Boaz changed my nickname to the Big Apple, because I come from New York and I had that accent.
Right. But I mean,
that's where the name Big Apple comes from.
But now in 1982, you made it pretty big, I would say, early. I mean, one of your earliest films in 1982 was with Robin Williams, right?
That was 81, actually.
81, yeah. Talk about that.
I auditioned for the part of it was you know, one of the big parts, the speaking parts. I didn't get it, so they put me in as a wrestler. I played one of the wrestlers, and you know, I was in a little bit of it. I wasn't in much of it. I was more of I would call it an upgraded extra. I wasn't really a speaking part, but I did work with Robin a lot. Cool guy, great guy, funny as hell, and you know, it's just the experience. That was like my first experience on a movie set, a real movie set, and it was wild. It really, you know, kind of helped me get launched there.
Yeah, so that was 1981, comedy drama. The movie was The World According to Garp, and already
Correct.
Williams was already a big star with Mork and Mindy.
Yes, and he was like just a regular guy. He was funny. He was cool to work with, and Glenn Close was in the movie too. I didn't know who she was then, but years later, I said, "Wow, I got to work with that lady."
I mean, those are two giant names. I mean, right off the bat, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Very, very blessed.
All right, so then what you're widely known for, The Last American Virgin, 1982. Let's go over some of the main cast members and how was it working with them. You had Diane Franklin, who played Karen. Talk a little bit about Diane Franklin.
Diane is awesome. She's my sister. I call her. We were both from New York, so she was I think a year and a half older than me. So she was there alone too. So we became very close. Me and her, we hung out all the time. We spent Thanksgiving together. Me, her, and my mom. Great person, unbelievable person, and you know, we just, you know, we're still very close. We still talk to this day.
And then Steve Anton, who played Rick. How was it working with Steve Anton?
Steve was awesome. We became very close friends. He got a kick out of me and my New York ways, so he was like, you know, I had him trying to talk with a New York accent in some scenes. He's a great guy. Everybody on the cast was awesome. Lawrence, we're gonna be doing the reunion together. I hope to get Steve to do it. Steve doesn't like to do these kind of signings and stuff, but I'm going to try to get him to come too. So all of us together for this 40th reunion tour we're going to be doing. Yeah,
and I wanted to ask you. So 2022 marks the 40th anniversary. So what events you have planned?
Well, right now I know for one they don't have a location yet, but for sure there's going to be a screening, a signing and Q&A in L.A. I don't know what theater or anything yet. We're trying to get one in New York, and I'm going to orchestrate the one down here in South Florida. You know, I'm going to try to get everybody to come down here to South Florida so I could do one here. So all my friends and family here now in South Florida, they could come see it. We'll pack that house down here, that's for sure.
And, you know, I don't want to leave out, you know, the soundtrack for The Last American Virgin. I mean, it had some really classic material. You know, I feel, Joe, that the soundtrack for the movie introduced back then, 1982, the new wave rock music to the world. I mean, you had the Cars with Shake It Up.
Yeah.
You know, Devo with Whip It was on the soundtrack. I mean, good stuff.
It's crazy. I mean, you listen to the radio now, and these songs come on and say, that was in the movie. That was in the movie. That was in the movie. So it's like this crazy little movie that I did is still to this day is always a reminder out there for me. Something about it.
Yeah, and then so that was 1982, The Last American Virgin. 1985, you got to play alongside Alan Kayser, who played Bubba in the sitcom Mama's Family, right? In the movie
Yes.
Hot Chili.
Yes, correct. Alan,
So,
me and Alan became very good friends too. Very, very cool guy. We had a ball out there in Mexico. We made the best of it.
So I mean, so okay, so you got to play with Robin Williams, Glenn Close, like you said. Then you played with Alan Kayser, who was a hit star in Mama's Family, and
Right.
then your momentum was really picking up. And I would say that the skit that you performed on Late Night with David Letterman really speaks for itself on how popular you were and why I consider you a pop culture icon of the 80s. Now, I have a little clip of that Late Night with David Letterman that I want to air. Let's hear it now.
Sure.
Very happy with my two stepchildren. Of course, Tammy, who lives on an honor farm in Texas, and Ray, who works right here on the show. Is Ray anywhere around here? Ray? Where is Ray? Where is my here he is. This is my stepson, Ray. Ray, come on over here. I just want you, in front of America, to know that I love you just as if you were my very own son.
Yeah, I'm the luckiest boy alive.
Yeah. And also, I want you to know that despite what everybody else is saying, I don't think you had anything to do with the stealing that's going on around here.
Got any money?
Oh, yeah. There you go. Nice to see you, Ray. Will you be home for supper?
Screw you.
My stepson, Ray.
So there, you just heard Joe Rubbo playing David Letterman's stepson, Ray Letterman. And I got to ask you, Joe, how did you get that gig?
I was on his show a few times before for some of those where the audience participation rates if your catchphrase is gonna win. I was on it twice before that, so he wound up taking a liking to me, and I actually played his son a few times, and I can't find any of the other clips anywhere. Hopefully somebody can and get them to me.
I mean, did you enjoy doing that? Was it a good good time?
Oh my God, it was awesome, and you know, running lines with David in the dressing room. So he's just a regular guy. He's just like so cool. It's like he's funny. He's just a good guy. I mean, something with me. I don't know. I used to watch the David Letterman show. Then I got to be on it. I wasn't starstruck. I just couldn't wait to meet him. And when I met him, he made me feel so at ease. You know, it was just like cool, very, very cool guy.
No, I mean, you fit the part well. I mean, that's pretty cool. So you can always say you played David Letterman's stepson.
Yeah. I've been on the David Letterman show. That's kind of a big deal, I guess. Yeah.
All right. So what have you been doing? What's your current work? Your current projects? I see that you're an executive producer at VIP TV. Talk about that.
Yes. VIP TV is a South Florida lifestyle show. We focus on all like high-end businesses. A lot of celebrities on the show. It's become very, very popular. We've been on the air since 2012. We're going to be back next season with a new season. We're going to try to make a little VIP lifestyle network, like a network at high-end businesses and more to celebrity background, stuff like that. It's just, you know, it's very exciting and it's great to work behind the camera. I like to get in front of the camera once in a while too. So we're going to be doing cooking shows. It's going to be very cool. Look out for it next year.
And how long? So how long have you been doing that, Joe? Is there a website that the audience can tune in?
The website is on the rebuild right now, but you can look for us at VIP Lifestyle Network everywhere. We're all over social media at VIP Lifestyle Network. And right now, what I'm doing right now that's taking most of my time, I'm working with international best-selling author Donna Martouge. We're working on a book, docu-series kind of thing on my life story of me and my family, growing up. It's going to be quite crazy. It's going to be out next year, too. We're hoping for it. And you could see her work at
Man.
DonnaMartige.com.
Man, and I have to ask you, so you've been doing this now, I would say, 40 years, right? You started early 80s,
Yeah.
40 years in the business.
Yeah.
You must have seen the business change. I mean, right now, do you think it's still a big deal to get on a movie screen, or is it? I mean, everyone's doing social media. I mean, a lot of people are doing TikTok, YouTube. They're getting millions of views. Is it still a big deal to make it in the big screen?
It's a very big deal to make it in the big screen because thousands of movies are made every year. Like everybody and their mother are making a movie right now. Everybody's out there shooting a movie, but it's really hard to get the movie to go to the big screen, or even on Netflix, or even on this kind of media. But it's not like the days of yesterday when a movie, you go to the movies to watch a movie. You get out of your house, you get dressed, you go to the movie and watch it. It's a big deal to see a movie on the big screen, to me still. It's cool to watch it at home, but it's still nothing like going to a theater and watching it.
Yeah, because like this like TikTok is taking over. I mean, there's people that made it big. I mean, they got millions of views. I mean, so you can make it big digitally now.
Yes, you can. And that's why social media is very important, even with the promotion of like the TV show or anything you're doing. It's very, very important, social media. And it's if you watch some of this stuff, like you said, some of these people are making money for doing kind of stupid stuff, but they're making it.
It's amazing. So a couple of questions on acting.
Go ahead.
So when you made it big, how did it feel to be a star?
I was young, so it was crazy. And when the movie first came out, I did the premiere we did in Manhattan. I remember that, and the red carpet, and it was like, wow, this is really a big deal. And there's no stars in this movie. Why is it such a big deal? And when that movie came to cable in '83, when it hit cable, I mean, everybody recognized me wherever I went. I went out to a nightclub. No matter where I went, everybody would recognize me and quote the movie. Like they blasted it all over HBO, all over cable. It was crazy. It was a great feeling, but I had to get a job. The money didn't last long. It wasn't much money. I had to get a job, and I did a lot of commercials, so that kind of helped me along the way too. I did a whole campaign for Ace Hardware, Federal Express. I was in a lot of commercials back in the '80s.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So what would you say? What would you say, Joe Rubbo's strength as an actor? What is your strength as an actor?
My strength as an actor is that any role that I would take on, I would put myself in the role. You put my twist on it. No matter what the part is, I would put my twist on it and think of it how I would do it as me, myself, inside. I don't know if you understand that. It makes sense to me, but I don't know if it makes sense to you.
No, I understand that. And also, having an accent, I come from Brooklyn, so I have that accent. I mean, that's something that really stands out and stands out as far as your competition. So having an accent makes you really unique in your own style, if you understand what I'm saying.
It's hard to hide it too, bro. You understand that? It's hard to hide it. I mean, I can if I really tried, but it's hard.
Yeah, and I didn't ask you this. Who were your biggest influences growing up? Your acting influences?
I loved Al Pacino. Loved him. Joe Pesci, of course, my idol. He when I saw him in 1980, before I did the movie, I saw him in 1980 in Raging Bull. Then I got to meet him when I went to L.A.
Oh, really?
One of the girls that was in the movie knew him, and we went to go see that movie Reds together. I mean, I talked to him a little bit, but I was starstruck for that. That's for sure. I loved him in that movie Raging Bull. But again, he was a cool guy, nice guy. They were friends. A very quiet guy.
I think that was De Niro's best movie, The Raging Bull. No doubt about it.
Unbelievable. De Niro, I love him too, because that's another guy when it comes to doing a part, him and Al Pacino, when it comes to doing a part, they take it on in their life. Like, he sat with Jake LaMotta, lived with him, made sure he knew everything about him, the way he ate, the way he talked. He lived with the guy. He became Jake LaMotta.
Yeah, I mean, the weight gain and the weight loss, I mean, that's unbelievable to perform as an actor, huh?
Yeah, no, De Niro's way beyond talented, and same with Pacino. They could play any role.
So, did you ever get a chance to meet Pacino when you were in L.A.?
No, never met him. I'd love to meet him someday. Hopefully, I will.
And so what do you have going on right now? I mean, what's yet to come in your world? A book on the horizon? What's going on?
Yeah, we're working on that right now. Heavily, we're going to do a documentary right after the book is done, or a docuseries, because there's so much involved in it. You know, it talks about my life growing up. It talks about my life in the acting business, how I changed to doing the TV show, and it shows about, you know, people I was involved with when I was younger and stuff. It's going to be very, very entertaining. Let's put it that way.
Well, listen, I really appreciate a few minutes of your time. Thanks for being on. And whenever you have your latest project out, just send me an email and come on and just chat about it.
Without a doubt. I really appreciate you having me on, and I hope you had a happy Thanksgiving and have a great Christmas and New Year.
Likewise, Joe. Take care of yourself.
Bye-bye. Thank you, sir.
You're welcome. That was Joe Rubbo of The Last American Virgin. If you haven't seen the movie, check it out. 1982 release. Until next week, happy collecting to all.